afternoon. Chairman of the Kanachur Islamic Education Trust, Dr. Haji UK Monu, the Director, Trustee and Director of the Kanachur Institute of Medical Sciences, Dr. Mr. Abdul Rahman, the Trustee of the Kanachur Islamic Education Trust, Mrs. Zohra Monu, all the dignitaries on the dais, faculty members of this prestigious institution, most importantly, graduates of today's convocation, their parents and friends. It's indeed my pleasure to be here with you on this very auspicious and significant occasion, particularly in the lives of the young graduates. Today, you stand at the crossroads, at the cusp of a new career, which you richly deserve after years of hard work, dedication, and commitment on your part and on the part of your parents. You have now come to this important day where you have graduated from your classes. So let me, at the outset, congratulate all the students for having graduated from their respective degrees. I would also like to congratulate their parents for believing in their children, for supporting them, and I'm sure you are all very proud today that your daughters, your sons are graduating from a very prestigious institution of Dakshin Kannada. I would not like to take too much of your time, but just a few thoughts I would like to share on this very important occasion. As you go forward in your career, I would advise that you should reflect on a few qualities that we must all possess. In my long years of administration, in public service, one value that I have really come to hold in very, very high priority, very high esteem is the value of empathy. And I think in your sector, in the healthcare, particularly in allied sciences, whether you are working in diagnostics or whether you are working in caregiving, you are healers, empathizing with fellow human being, empathizing with your client who happens to be a patient, who comes to you in the moment of his or her need, is the most important quality we must have. But as professionals, whatever work that is entrusted to you, the second most important quality I would like to emphasize is that we must have professionalism. And what is professionalism? Professionalism is a dedication to your work, a commitment to the values of your profession, and a challenge that we will deal with everybody, particularly with the patients and their dependents fairly. We will come to their aid because that is the duty that is cast upon all of you. And that is the kind of a dedicated professionalism that we need to possess. All of us have to be a good human being. Whatever is our identity, whatever is our religion, we all are humans basically. And everybody must value a fellow human being. And when we sit next to a person, we do not generally ask who that person is or from which religion does he or she belong, but just a fellow human being, a fellow traveler. And that unconditional love and compassion that we must feel for our neighbor, for our friend, regardless of what their faith is a noble human value that we must all inculcate. And that actually makes you a better human being than somebody who's bothered with sectarian thoughts, who's worried about what the other person is or what the moment you leave that, then you will discover that all human beings are created equal. All human beings, they may have different faiths, they may have different thought process, they may have different ideas, different opinions. We must share the ideas and opinions, we must hear each other, but we must know that two people having two different opinions, two different ideas, can still be friends, can still travel together, can still care for each other, and that is the basis of humanity. Unfortunately, we find that a lot of tendencies to divide people based on who they are, based on their color, based on their religion, based on gender, based on nationality, region, etc. But ultimately, you reflect in your heart, you find that we are all friends. We have same problems, we have same needs, and we are very interdependent. We need each other. And if we work towards a higher goal of caring for the humanity, for treating patients, for promoting a very robust healthcare system, in which you are going to play a very important part. It is not just doctors who constitute healthcare system. In fact, the challenge of healthcare system today is that we have a serious shortage of allied health professionals. We have shortage of nurses, we have shortage of lab technicians, we have shortage of physiotherapists. Because over the years, somehow we have failed to create the cadre of professionals in these fields. Only recently, in the last probably 10 years, that we are now realizing the importance of this. Otherwise, everybody thought that healthcare is all about doctors. It is not. And healthcare, along with education, are two very fundamental aspects which are very fundamental to development of any society. If you are not educated and if you are not healthy, then you are not able to live a full life, and you are not going to contribute to your family, to your neighborhood, and eventually to your country. Therefore, any nation which has invested in health and education, and invested early on in all the post-independent societies after the Second World War, those who invested heavily in primary education are today much more developed than us. We seem to have neglected this in the initial decades of our independence. We focused on elites. We didn't focus on mass education. We focused on big hospitals. We didn't focus on primary health care. So therefore, we have disease, we have low life expectancy, we have high levels of malnutrition, we have high levels of infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate compared to the developed world. We are experiencing preventable deaths. Just with a little bit of a care, we could reduce the infant mortality rate, and when you reduce infant mortality rate, like Kerala has done, the infant mortality rate in Kerala is about 8. Karnataka is 21. Bihar is 50. So you just subtract the two. If you have an infant mortality rate of 50 children dying out of 1,000 live births, and in another society, only 8. So 42 are the preventable deaths. And these preventable deaths are preventable if we could have a basic healthcare system, primary healthcare. We have the nurses, we have the lab technicians, we have the doctors, and we have the right protocol to treat the mothers who are pregnant, who come for delivery. Then you can save human lives. So therefore, along with education, healthcare, these are the two sectors which I consider as the fundamental building blocks of development. Great economists like Amartya Sen and others have always talked about the need to invest in healthcare and education. This is an institution which is dedicated to healthcare education, and I'm very happy, I'm proud to be here. And Haji Monu Saab, and I go back for long years. I started my career, it was not mentioned in my biodata, I started my career as an assistant commissioner in this very place, Mangalore subdivision. Used to come here, used to come to Konaje, all this development was not there that time. This was all barren lands those years, in 1993 to 95. So I have a strong connection with this place, so I am very happy to be here. And I once again wish all of you great success in your life. Work hard, develop good habits, be professional. Don't worry about outcomes, you just work hard. Every day you work hard, have a good routine, be kind to others, and don't worry about future. Future will take care of you. But if you don't do all this, then you will have to worry about future. So with these few words, I would like to thank the organizer for having invited me to be here. It is always good to be with students. It is always good to interact with youngsters. And so for this, I thank Monu Saab and everybody from the Kanachur group of institutions for inviting me. So thank you all, and congratulations again.
Thank you, sir. Your message is sure to leave an imprint in the minds of our young medical professionals. Dr. Atheeq Farid, who was invited as the guest of honor, is unable to attend today's ceremony, but he has conveyed his heartfelt message to all the graduates, which will be delivered on his behalf by Dr. Shamima, Principal, Kanachur Institute of Allied Health Sciences.
Good morning, everyone. Now I would like to convey a special message from Professor Dr. Atheeq Farid, Chairman of the Kanachur State Allied and Healthcare Council, who has been good support for Kanachur institution. On this momentous occasion, he extends his warmest congratulations to our